Or you want me to talk?
No, go ahead.
When it comes to whether or not we should hang out with, if I'm married, should I be hanging out with only married people? If I'm single, should I be hanging out with only single people? This is my thing. I can be in a room full of single women, but I realize that I'm a married woman. So there are certain things that my single friend can do. You get by with that, but because I'm committed, I'm not going to indulge in that. I know my place. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and if it's going to create a discomfort for your marriage, then I say let them friends go. Whatever is going to compromise your relationships, let it go. I don't feel like everybody's opinion is different. You know, if I'm going to hang out with somebody, I'm going to hang out with married women. Because we're going to do what married women do.
Right.
I'm going to deal with the married women. Now, if a single woman going to come with us, then I'm going to be the standard.
Right.
I'm not going to conform to what you're doing because we're in two different places. If you're working in Walmart and I'm working in Kmart, we both at Marts, but we got two different mandates.
Right.
We have two different obligations, Walmart and Kmart. We have two different obligations. I'm obligated to my husband to be faithful, to do what's a married woman and conduct myself as a married woman should. If you're single, then guess what? You're at liberty to live how you want to. You're not going to be the influencer for my home. I'm going to be the influencer for you. And so you, baby, one day if you're wanting to be married, then hey, you're going to have to stop doing some of the things that you're doing. Your choice. But yeah, as far as single and married, singles, be with singles. Married, stay with the married couples. And if you got friends who are single, you don't conform to them. You hold your own because you made that commitment, they didn't.
Okay, so what's some things, because, you know, even when you talk about the single versus married conversation, what are some things that, you know, a woman in a relationship, a woman in a healthy relationship could do to not be like drugged down into that? Because a lot of times I feel like there's so much outside coming at you that a lot of times you don't realize how you have it here, man or female. You just have this outside eye, like you say, hungry and thirsty for other things. But what are some ways that you actually can still be a person in this world and have whatever little identity you have, but deal with this man that you're talking about, this not a healthy man, like,
okay, so we're talking about
a healthy mate. You know, what are some things that you could do to, you know, not lose yourself, but still be a part and not have to go that route where you have to still try to live your single life, you know?
Right. I think that, again, it's individually, but the hunt is going to tell you, listen, I'm an individual person. But at the end of the day, you know, there are going to be outside forces. There are going to be people that's going to be, you know, that's going to find you attractive as a woman. There's going to be women that find your husband attractive as a man. But it goes back to choices. I'm choosing the mate that I chose before God. Forget about the people. They were there. But before God. So I got to hold tight to that covenant that I agreed to. Now, what I need to do is anything that is going to penetrate the covering of my marriage or of my relationship that's going to compromise it, then I need to walk away from it. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's my cousin, you have to go. If it's my auntie, bye auntie, I love you, but you're trying to create this arena that I'm not able to walk in. It doesn't matter. Again, it's about being intentional and it's about priorities. What do you deem at the highest state? The thing that is supposed to come after God is your husband, it's your mate. So anything that is going to penetrate the sacredness of that vow, I would walk away from it.
You know, what you're saying, you know, anything other than your mate, you know, you got to kind of shut it out.
You do.
But there's always this thing of you know, just not knowing how marriage is supposed to be. You know, like sometimes, well, not really sometimes. There's so many people who coming from broken homes and getting married. There's so many young ladies who haven't been around a man enough to know what a man's supposed to be doing. It's so many young men who haven't been around a woman long enough to know what a woman's supposed to be doing. You know, I often always found myself in relationships having to defend how boring I am at times. Because it's like, I'm doing this, I'm working, I'm doing this all the time. When I get off, I just want to be home. I just want to chill. I don't want to have an extra social life. I don't mind if you go where you going, but I like to, you know, chill and do whatever. But, you know, so many people look at that and kind of deem it as like boring, and it's not. When actually, you know, when I see men who kind of roll by themselves and do their own thing. They go home and it's like they don't know that's like a defense mechanism, you know, against everything outside.
You're trying to keep yourself away from falling into those temptation spots because it's out there.
Right.
And I understand that totally. That's one of the things, talking with a friend of mine, that's one of the things I said, like, for instance, let's talk about boys' trips. Guys go off, you know y'all wild out. Y'all know what y'all do on these men trips. Come on, I don't have to say it. I'm not a guy, but y'all know what y'all do. One of the things that I've told one of my friends is you can't forget about home just because you're away. If we video chat every night before bed, I don't expect you to do that with your boys. But I do expect you to say, good night, baby. Are you and the kids okay? So coming home, you know, coming home and not being influenced by those things, I think that is an amazing defense mechanism by coming home so you can dodge that. But I'm going to encourage you as well to sometimes push yourself just a little bit harder to go out, because I guarantee it means the world to her. But by yourself now, go home, DJ Khaled. I'm just saying, go to the house. And stay away from it.
But it's so much more like stuff thrown at you now. You got social media. It's always something to do. It's always something to watch. It's always a place to go. I feel like the eyes of people is getting, they're heavier. They're more places. So it's really hard to get in a place and kind of be tied in with somebody unless you're just all about it. You know, you're all the way sold out on that. But you know, I like the fact that you are encouraging, hey, you got to step out, you got to do your thing. Because you don't want to get into a relationship and it's boring and there's nothing going on.
And you don't want to, I guess, cause your mate to feel like, dog, he was all this when we first got together. And now it's like, he don't want to do nothing. He's boring. You know, and you just have to find that common ground. I think that you have it. I think you got the fire that it takes to hold on to your relationship. So I'm encouraging the men out here, whatever it takes for your mate to remain happy, whatever it takes, you know, emotionally. Like I say, us women, we're emotional creatures. So when it comes to our emotions, feed into that. I don't care how simple it seems to you. I don't care how petty it seems. But if you take those things that we create as highly important, I guarantee you'll find yourself in a better place with the females. So I've given women, and now I'm giving the men. Man,
she out here teaching. Because it get hard. You know, it gets hard in trying to manage still having a life and what not to do. And then especially if you saying, hey, I respect God. I hear you talking about God in this relationship. You ain't just including a relationship with a man and a woman. You're talking about God in it too. So it's a lot that comes with it.
It is. And it takes God, because I'm telling you, if I come in with what I come in with, broken marriages, broken homes, I've been molested, I've been abused. You know, I've watched my father abuse my mom. I've watched my mom even fight my dad. When you're bringing two different cultures, we're already at odds because you're a man and you think one way. You're built Ford tough. I'm just as delicate as a flower. We're already at odds when it comes to communicating and trying to see life. So you bring that into a marriage on top of bills, on top of taking care of the children, on top of working, on top of being the breadwinner, on top of being the head of the house. Then you got the woman. She's a soccer mom. She's ripping. She's running. She don't always feel like doing what y'all need to be done later on in the evening because she's tired. So at the end of the day, it's about being purposeful. It's about being intentional, and it's about priority. What do you hold at your highest pinnacle? Because those are the things that you're going to feed.
She done turned into the red. Over here, you ahead of your business. I'm just a little toxic podcast. My special guest, Adrian Holmes, in the building. We got more coming up.